Have you ever tried installing Home Assistant and just gave up halfway? Well, you're not alone. It is powerful, but it might be overwhelming at first glance. Confusing dashboards, YAMLs, integrations, scenes, helpers, etc. etc. You might get stuck before even getting started. But today, I'm going to walk you through one of the easiest and user-friendly ways to get started with Home Assistant using a Raspberry Pi. No coding, no Linux commands, no YAML headaches, just a step-by-step guide that works. But before we dive in, you should know that there are multiple ways to install Home Assistant based on your hardware and your comfort level. 1 is using Home Assistant Green, 2 using a Docker image, 3 a virtual machine on your Mac or PC, and 4 using a supervised install. But today we are focusing on installing Home Assistant on a Raspberry Pi. But if you want full guides on Home Assistant Green or setting up Home Assistant on a Docker container or on a virtual machine, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments below. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, step 1 is to flash Home Assistant operating system. For this, you need to head to Home Assistant website and download the official Home Assistant Raspberry Pi image. Then you need an app like Balena Etcher or Raspberry Pi Imager. These are free tools that let you flash that image onto a micro SD card. For micro SD cards, it is recommended to use the ones with the label A2 on them. A2 refers to application class 2. These micro SD cards are great for small read and write operations. Once the flashing is done, just insert the micro SD card into the Raspberry Pi, connect Raspberry Pi to Ethernet, and plug it into power. Give it a few minutes, Raspberry Pi will do everything behind the scenes. Step 2 is to access the Home Assistant web interface. For that, open a browser and head to homeassistant.local column 8123. If that doesn't work, head down to your router's device list and grab the IP address of the Raspberry Pi and use that instead. When you see the onboarding screen, you are in. Step 3 is to complete the onboarding. Now in this screen, you will be able to create an account, give your smart home a name, set a location. Home Assistant will also scan your network and starts to discover all the compatible devices automatically. You have the option to add them right away or skip and add them later. Step 4 is to add your first device or integration. For this, click on the settings and then select devices and services. Home Assistant will show you any devices it automatically detected. Select a device, click on configure to set it up. Or if you cannot find your device, you can click on add integration and try to look for it manually. As an example for this video, let's go and add the temperature and humidity sensor T1 by Aqara. Once the sensor is in pairing mode, go to settings, devices and services, select devices, and then click on add device. Then select add Zigbee device. As you can see, Home Assistant has already discovered the new Zigbee sensor. Once the device is added, you can go to overview dashboard and you will be able to see all the entities of the newly added device. Now let's create an automation. For the purpose of this video, I've already added an Aqara contact sensor. We want to create 2 automations. In the first one, we want to turn off the lights in my studio when the contact sensor is open. And then in the second automation, we want to turn on the lights in the studio when the contact sensor is closed. So let's go ahead and do that. Click on settings, then click on automations and scenes, then select create an automation. We want to create a new empty automation. The first step is to select a trigger. A trigger is a specific event happening in or around your home, maybe when a switch is pressed or when a sensor detects a motion. In our case, let's go and select under the devices the Aqara door and window sensor P2. Now we want to say when the sensor is open, what we want to do next is to turn off the lights. We select the lights, we select turn off, we choose the device, which in our case is the studio lights. Hit save, give it a name, and click save again. Now let's go and create the second automation. In this view, you can also select the state of each automation. You can deactivate them or reactivate them. Under the devices and services, you are able to see 4 options at the top: integrations, devices, entities, and helpers. We will cover each of these items in more details in future videos, but for now, you can think of devices as the actual smart device, entities will be the properties of that device, and helpers as fake smart devices that you can create to facilitate so many other actions. And that's it. Now you have Home Assistant up and running on a Raspberry Pi. You added your first device and integration, and you created your first automation. You have crossed the most difficult part, which is to get started. If you have tried set up Home Assistant before and gave up, I hope this video changed that. Want to try Home Assistant Green? Or set up Home Assistant on a virtual machine or a Docker container? Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments below which one you want to see next. I'm Jimmy, and thanks for watching us a Smart Home.